Hello and welcome to Talking Crass. This week's episode, people, will focus on the cult classic boxing film Rocky IV. Pete, how are you?
I'm doing well, mate. We're back again. How long's it been since the last release?
I think this is pretty early for us. I think it's been like 6 days. I think we're ahead of schedule.
We're on the fucking button now, aren't we?
Pete, you're not here alone. This week we've got a special guest.
Rubbing shoulders.
Ben, great to have you on the show, mate.
Good evening, gentlemen. Thank you for having us.
Not a problem.
Always a pleasure.
Self-proclaimed funny man and boxing addict. That's how I'd describe you, mate.
I'll try my best.
Pete.
Yes.
Ben.
Yes.
The episode is going to follow the usual route. We're going to go into some not necessary top 5, hit true or false trivia, fan questions. No, we're not going to fan questions, sorry. We'll go into episode discussion, then fan questions.
Editing this one, John, or not?
We're not editing it.
Alright.
We might have had too much gin watching Rocky, Ben.
The gin's flowing.
Maybe just a bit. I can't remember if the fight was Hendricks or Drago. We'll soon find out.
In the meantime, I've drunk 15 cans of Pepsi. And I've got about 15 pounds of gas pressure in my stomach. So if you hear any belches, I'm sorry.
To be fair,
You can fill a tyre like this.
You normally go for the roller cola, you've upped yourself and you've actually got Diet Pepsi.
I know.
Can you taste the difference?
This is a great story. We went to Lidl, the local Lidl, as you do, and I usually get roller cola, non-brand. It's nice and cheap. Dad says there's an offer on. You can get Pepsi for cheaper, and it worked out £20 extra. You believe that?
Absolute Brucey bonus there, man.
You know what I mean?
Goddamn capitalism.
Unbelievable.
Beat. Ben. I've got to get used to that, by the way, because I'm used to just going beat.
Just say
Double B.
bent.
Ben.
Benders.
Lads, there's been a Deadpool trailer and an Infinity War trailer just released.
Right.
Firstly, what's your thoughts on the Deadpool one? Beat?
Solid. I've seen a decapitation in there, but it's not a weird CGI head flying off. They've actually got and made a styrofoam head, so I'm well into that. CGI blood, I believe. I don't know how I feel about... Hold on, he's in the Goonies. Josh Brolin?
You don't like Josh Brolin? Ben, what do you think of it?
Well, he's playing Thanos as well, isn't he?
So there's a joke in there already, isn't there?
Yeah,
So how does that work?
So, I don't know how I feel about him as two superheroes in the space of a month.
Right.
I don't know if I dig it.
No, you've 100% just said the joke that Deadpool's going to see in the movie.
Yeah.
100%. Oh, I'm sure I seen you last week.
Potentially.
But for me, the big problem is Cable. I don't know how much you know of him as a character.
Yeah.
But he's literally 7 foot tall.
Who's Cable? Explain who Cable is, Beat.
He's
for
the
people who
son
are like
of...
casuals.
Alright, I don't know. Are you into comics books so much?
I know who Cable is.
He's the son of Scott Summers, who's Cyclops.
Cyclops. So the
And
X-Men.
I can't remember who the mother is. I'm guessing Jean Grey. That's a shot in the dark. Who knows? So then after...
Absolute pleasure to be in that vagina, by the way.
Oh, here we go.
Right.
Right, so
Okay.
I am quite worried, people, about having Ben on.
There is a gin threshold, so we do get a little bit more yardage on that line of obscene...
If you hear a hard edit, you know what's going on.
Right,
Yeah, sorry in advance.
right.
Where were we at before you... I got totally put off by the word vagina.
So we're on about...
Time travelling baby.
Right.
Cyclops'
Right, okay.
son.
So who's
So-
Cable? Who's Cable?
Cyclops' son from the future gets a time machine, comes back, gets infected with something called the nanovirus or something like that, which is basically a virus that turns you into a robot. And he gets cured, comes back and has to sort something out. I don't know.
I get you.
But he's 7 foot tall and 6 foot wide. Bit like a character in the upcoming film we're going to do, Ivan Drago.
Yes.
Link it in.
Oh, I like
Link
it
it in, alright?
What I like about the Deadpool trailer, or Deadpool 2, is the amount of blood in it. I thought they might have gone away from the first film, and I was scared that they might not have made it an 18. I think it's got to be an 18 to hit Deadpool properly. Do you know what I mean?
Completely agree.
I thought they might have took the money and ran. Do you know, and made it like a PG.
Most successful 18 rated film of all time, correct?
Is that correct?
No.
I wouldn't know, babe.
Maybe not. I don't know.
That's
Again,
a bold statement.
Horror movies rated in, so maybe...
Yeah, I think there's a horror movie up there higher than that.
It's got to be.
Yeah, maybe
Well,
The
I'm just-
Exorcist, I think.
I'm just torn on my arse.
Yeah.
as usual, Pete, as usual. Also, we had the Infinity War trailer. Ben, you seen it?
Yes, big.
Are you
I'm
excited?
very
Are you
big.
excited?
Very excited.
Do you want to tell the story that we were talking about?
Hawkeye, though.
Me too. He's not in any of the posters, is he?
He's not, no.
So what's that all about? Do you think he's been like written out? Do you think he's got a different film he's doing or something?
Well, correct us if I'm wrong here, but haven't they canned Infinity Wars Part 2?
What?
And it's going to be Infinity Wars
One of the
as one standalone
Bosk
film.
said this on the Twitter.
Really?
Because I thought it was 2 parts. And who's doing it? Like Kevin... It's not Kevin Feige, is it? Who's that?
No, it's the brothers, Russo brothers.
Yeah.
I think they are.
Civil War.
That's what Bosk said on the Twitter.
Yeah.
He said that they've canned the second film.
So they did Civil War, they've canned the second film and they're going to make it a different film instead.
Wow.
But Thanos is still going to be the central point of that storyline.
Alright, I like that a
That
lot.
actually goes into some of the questions about it, because we asked the question, who will die in the film?
Alright, we'll get on to that. Quick opinions of the trailer.
Enjoyed it.
Liked it.
Always love Marvel. Very safe films. It's not like when we saw the Justice League and it was a load of shit, really. You know what you can get with Marvel films. It's always going to be like 6, 7 out of 10.
Regardless of it,
I'm expecting Infinity War to be better than that, like, but whether it will be, that's
what they
left to
do.
be seen.
What they do is they cater to both audiences, or they cater to a wide demographic really well. They also keep the characterizations of the comic book characters spot on,
Yeah.
so they're pleasing everybody. And yeah, it can be okay sometimes, but on the scale, imagine all of it's never been done before. This wide cast of characters with so many names.
I don't know.
I don't know how you can merge it in. It's incredible.
Can you name a bad Marvel film?
Iron Man 2.
Nah, still watchable.
Iron Man
Still
3.
watchable.
Still watchable. There's not one Marvel film when you've walked out and gone, that was absolute shit.
Alright.
I fell into a trap
you,
here. I watched the remake of Fantastic Four, thinking
That's meant to
it
be
was
awful.
Marvel, but it wasn't Marvel. That was a Fox remake.
Fox remake.
It's the same as what they're doing with Venom, with Tom Hardy in.
Foxy bastards.
Yeah, the Foxy.
I've never seen that film, Ben. Is it that bad?
Oh, it's unbelievable, isn't
Is it boring?
It's
People saying it's boring.
absolutely appalling. I'm thinking Birdemic levels of appalling.
Wow. Deep
If you
cuts.
like a B-list film, go and watch.
Can we
Fantastic
talk about what
Four.
the people will bring into the fold of our podcast?
Yeah.
Birdemic's getting shouted out. He
I
says
mean-
Infinity War trailer, he says big. It's the first word that came out of his mouth. He's drinking gin.
I'm all for it.
Classic.
Well,
I need a Marlboro
welcome
Light
to the
or a
goddamn
cigar.
podcast. That's all you're missing, mate. You're missing Rocky's jacket with a fur on. That's what you're missing.
Oh, absolutely.
Right, where were we at then?
Great trailer. I like it.
Looking forward to the film.
Can
Do you want to tell
Marvel-
you a story that we were talking about when we're having a gin in the kitchen before we started recording? Well, you were so excited to see the first Avengers,
Oh yeah.
and our
so
mate, because obviously we're all friends here.
Alright, I've heard the story.
I'm aware
Actually,
this may not.
I think this is the first time Beats met Ben.
I think
I
it
don't
is.
know.
We've met in the tons.
We've
once
met,
before.
but we're not
Yeah.
like massively close.
but
but
it's-
we're getting closer.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's-
mean?
I can see
bit of a
I can
gravitational
see
force
I can see
coming
a
in here.
bromance straight away, and I'm quite worried.
Well-
I might be replaced.
Keeping on the Avengers theme, I've got a bit of a feeling of the Infinity Stones here. We're just coming together.
Right,
in one movie.
right, okay, I like
But
that.
Right, so you've
So,
waited
yeah.
so long for
So I've
the...
waited 8 years for the initial Avengers movie, and a friend of ours who shall remain nameless for this episode for copyright infringement,
Okay.
he decided to purchase a large popcorn, a large nachos, a large hot dog.
Without saying the name, sorry to interrupt, can I guess them? Can I say Viking?
Yes,
Right.
Viking blood.
Got it.
Schman Bolio.
So Schman Bolio also purchased a large Sprite and then a large packet of peanut M&Ms. Can I ask you a question? Have you ever seen a human being eat popcorn from the bottom up?
What does that mean?
So take the box. You eat from the bottom of the box upwards. Yeah,
no.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
this doesn't work.
Yeah, and then to make matters worse, after eating a large popcorn without offering us any, not a single fucking bite, right? And then, oh,
Not one.
I'll come
Not
to them.
one kernel.
So, how the fuck did he get a large nachos in there without me realising?
What?
He pulls it from under his chair and crunches his way through that. Now, Schman Bolio has very bad eczema, right?
Oh no!
So he's scratching himself like a bear on a tree in a jungle. Sorry, in a forest in Russia somewhere. Yeah?
Right, I'll let LinkedIn.
LinkedIn,
Right.
You see the Rocky link there. So throughout the whole, and then he chomps his hot dog, he slurps his drink, crunches the ice, and I'm thinking, 45 minutes in here, it's finally over. Hallelujah. It's not over, Pete. Not at all. No.
Oh, no. What's
How
the next
come the
course?
peanut M&Ms?
Is there a worse, like, sweet to eat in a cinema than peanut M&Ms?
Fucking hell.
I'm trying to
that-
think. Is there anything that will put you off more than that? I don't know.
I'm going with a flat no.
Where do you get peanut M&Ms from?
It pisses me off, stuff like this.
I really don't know.
Have they
This
been
is gospel. Shman Bolio. How he carried that in with 2 arms, I don't know.
If you're listening,
Is he like Red out of Shawshank Redemption?
if you're
He
listening,
can get you anything.
He can
you're
bring you
listening, don't
anything
do
you
it.
want in, as long as
Right.
the price is right.
Right, okay.
hit us up, Beetle. What are your worst cinema experiences
I like
when
it.
you've gone to watch a film?
Okay.
Moving on, Beat.
Yeah.
Who's going to die in the Infinity War?
We've got Tony Stark.
Okay.
They're paying him too much money. It can't continue. There you
Where
go.
would Robert Downey Jr. be if it wasn't for Iron Man?
Right.
Still waking up with a 44 Magnum under his pillow and a pocket full of cocaine. A bold statement, but I'm putting it out there.
Okay. Right.
Oh, Jesus. I'm sweating. I'm too sweaty for this podcast. I'm worried. It's worrying us.
So everybody expects America to die. Captain America, that is.
I think
Just
they're overselling
America,
that though, aren't
just
they?
America
Probably.
to die,
Let's
Pete.
be honest, they're overselling it in the trailer with
Yeah,
him catching
yeah.
Thanos' punch.
I like his beard.
I can see him swinging Thor's hammer in this film. Myrna Mill's
Wow.
coming back.
I
No,
like
that
that.
could be cool.
And I can see him hitting Thanos with it.
One problem, he hasn't got a hammer.
It's coming back though, it's in the trailer if you watch it.
He's apparently going to get the hammer that the horse has got. Horse Captain America.
Or like...
Don't ask.
what's he called? Beta Ray Bill?
Beat Ray Bill.
Mm.
Anyway.
He's a horseman who's four. And they didn't call him Force.
Why-
Can you
why
believe
not?
it?
Why not?
That's disgusting.
So, Beat, we've got at Kevin Wright stuff on Twitter. Kevin says Thor and Cap are in peril. But this is a fake out. And it's really Tony that'll get done in.
See? Already got one on my side.
I'm going to put it out there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going Spider-Man.
That's bold. Isn't he?
The rumour has it Spider-Man hasn't signed up to his second film.
You're joking.
Graduation?
Yeah.
That's what it's called?
So that I think they'll try and work them out.
And then maybe bring in, what's the other Spider-Man called?
Jake Gyllenhaal's going to go into a second high
He's
school.
going to make a glorious comeback.
Jake Gyllenhaal's going to be in the middle of high school with all these teenage kids around him. He's going to completely miscast.
A geek Jake Gyllenhaal.
With a wild man beard. And a sore anus from Brokeback.
Oh no.
Beat. Bosk's back.
Right.
He says, here's my Infinity War theory. I think Thanos will die at the hands of Nebula. Not shown in the trailer so far, and she will be the main villain in the next movie wielding the Infinity Gauntlet. There you go. Do you know who
Okay.
Nebula is?
I disagree. Is it
Okay.
the Karen Gillian
It's the
bald chick?
She's the
bald,
blue one.
The
Bald
blue,
and
the blue one, yeah.
Robot.
I don't think it's a bad shout. But I think Thanos is a massive character to kill off in the first film. He's
I'm
got to
gonna
get a
say
bit,
this.
like for a villain, he's got a bit running him, hasn't he?
Simple kind of
We keep saying first
mechanical
film.
engineering fault.
Bosk also, sorry Ben,
Yeah.
Bosk also said about it being not 2 parts anymore. Like
Yeah.
you said, first film,
Wow.
the only film, Infinity War.
Her hands are much smaller than Thanos's. It's not going to fit the Infinity Gauntlet.
That's a great point.
How does that work?
But if you get all...
Unless it's on auto shrink and it just fits right on there.
That's cool. You just...
Still like, like a condom, one size fit all, isn't it,
Of course. It's...
The Infinity Condom, people, there you have it.
I reckon you just sellotape a bit of like a vacuum. Boom. Hoover in between the gap.
Pete has chimed in.
Vac pack.
He says, it's an interesting idea, but I would like them not to kill off Thanos, as he's being built up so much. I kind of want him to win. Oh, that would be interesting, and I love a villain
I'm
coming out
going to
victorious.
agree with that second point.
Yeah.
I think he wins at the end of this film.
Going in the next one.
Yeah,
He's-
on to the next one.
He's the one for me. I reckon there's 2 parts. Same normal as it was going to be like, but what they're doing is they're spinning it so that people don't think there's going to be a second one. So
Right.
at the end of this film,
Right,
people think
right, I
this,
get,
this
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
yeah,
end.
yeah, I understand that.
One thing I've got a good point here is, I think we're going to see Bruce Banner in the Hulkbuster suit.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So
Following
Hulk
on
in a
from
suit?
Thor Ragnarok.
Hulk in the Hulkbuster.
Yeah. I'm thinking, following on from Ragnarok, he didn't want to be the Hulk again, because he was the Hulk for 3 years. So they'll put him in the Hulkbuster suit, he gets pasted, and out comes the Hulk.
No, that's a good shout. So we've got Bruce Banner
By the way, that's a great show.
in the Hulkbuster suit.
And what
Yes.
if... What if...
I'm putting it out there right now.
And what if
Nice,
Thanos?
good
What if
shout.
Thanos doesn't know? So he thinks he's fighting Tony. He goes to fucking destroy him. Hulk pops out.
Yeah. And I'm going to say he's the most underrated character of the series.
Yes,
Hulk.
definitely.
Yeah, the Hulk.
Right.
His portrayal in this series has been absolutely phenomenal.
What's he
Spot
called?
on.
Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah, Mark
Ruffalo.
Top
Ruffles
man.
feathers.
Brilliant in Spotlight as well, if
Excellent.
you've never seen that.
I've seen Spotlight, it's a
Fantastic
great
film.
Is that where it's like a paedophile ring in churches?
No, it's
Yeah.
Catholic.
Very
yeah.
similar to the Avengers.
Right. Okay.
There's a very common storyline there.
Right.
I like that a lot.
Okay. Also, it's Az's birthday, so he's going to the midnight show when Avengers comes
Whoa.
out. How cool's that? I'm all for
I've
it.
never been to a midnight show in my life.
Have you been?
Movies.
Clearly his missus isn't pregnant,
Oh, yeah.
because I'll not be going to a midnight show.
Right, so let's hit not necessarily top 5. We had a fan question come in from Nick at Just Another Game Blog. Give him a follow, people.
Right.
His question was, is this the greatest bromance in movie history?
Okay.
That got us thinking. And we've incorporated it in the not necessarily top 5. So, in true Rocky style, we're going not necessarily top 5, bromances in film.
Right.
Beat, do you want to take us away?
I'm starting out with it's Tango and Cash.
Tango.
Right.
I'll hear you out on this one. What good shout.
Stallone again.
Is Stallone in every bromance on your list?
We'll see. But you've got Stallone and Snake Plissken.
Oh,
I mean,
Yep.
beautiful.
Need I say more?
Nah, that's stunning.
I'll give you.
Say more, lads.
Yeah.
Buddy cop. Can't get better than that, like.
Ben, your first one, mate.
So my first one was Tom Hanks and Kevin Bacon in Apollo 13.
Oh, okay. Yes. We're reaching there, but I like
Right.
it. I like it.
Beautiful on-screen chemistry.
Good film as well.
Cracking film.
Cracking
Great
film.
film.
Difficult to masturbate to, but a very solid film.
So, should we create a new ranking system of the wanking system?
Can you masturbate to it?
Can you wank to it?
No, because I'll end up quoting an old Ricky Gervais joke.
Right,
So
okay.
let's stay away from that.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
We might get plagiarised. We might get fined.
potentially, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right, my first one. John Goodman and the blonde two-paid dude out the Flintstones. What's the dude who plays Barney?
Rick Moranis?
Yes! It's a Rick Moranis.
Moranis? From Spaceballs?
The first
His name
Flintstones.
sounds like more anus. Has nobody noticed that before?
Right.
The Flintstones film. There you go. That's my first one.
I like
That
it.
is a cracking one.
and
by
we
the
love
way.
John Goodman.
Yeah, I like it.
Hey, Fred. There you go, there's me.
Hey, Fred, how you doing?
Next one for me is Cobra, Stallone, and his Desert Eagle with a red lace on the top of it rather than underneath it. There you go. Sweet bromance, you know?
That's cracking.
We're definitely
that.
reaching.
The only thing I
I
remember
like
from
it.
that film is when a guy's in a store and he gets shot into, you know, in convenience stores have them fridges.
Yeah.
And he just gets shot through into the window.
Is there anything-
That's all I remember.
It's a bit like Cliffhanger, which is another Stallone film, and only 2 cliffs are climbed
It is, isn't it?
in a 2-hour film.
Wow. Cliff hung, I call it.
It's like 1/3
No
of
need
Rocky
for the
being a film.
pluralisation.
Absolutely none whatsoever. So, can I go?
Yeah, go, mate.
Yeah,
Drop
so
it.
I've got Clint Eastwood and the orangutan in Right Turn Clyde.
Which I haven't seen, and I really need to watch.
It is the most stunning on-screen chemistry you've ever seen.
I've never seen it.
Since Tom Hanks and Meg Ryan in You've Got Mail.
Can you masturbate to that?
Oh, aye, Meg Ryan. 1995 Meg Ryan.
I was talking about the orangutan.
Oh, Christ, this is going downhill very
Right,
quickly. My next one.
Moving on.
Of course. What was it? Step Brothers.
Don't freeze.
Oh,
Step
yeah.
Brothers,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah.
That's a bit safe, that one, isn't it?
Safe.
John C. Reilly. And what's the other dude called? Will Ferrell. Is that
Will
right?
Ferrell. You guessed the guy with who we don't know the name of, and you don't know who Will Ferrell is?
Yeah.
John C. Reilly's a legend, though. Let's go.
House built in 1975 by Colonel Custer. Last one on the list for me, and this is my favourite. What we got? Escape to Victory, Stallone and Pele.
Good shout, I like
I
it.
love the links, by the way.
It's a good
Incredible.
sport. It's a good sports
Incredible.
film. I'm having it.
Beautiful. So, I'm going to keep with the Avengers theme, and I'm going with Hulk and Thor.
Nice.
I love what they've done over the last 2 films in particular.
It is excellent. It's calling
is.
back to the Marvel films we're talking about.
Which is just them beating the shit out of each other, really.
Absolutely.
One-upmanship, but you're fighting a
Tough
green ape.
love. Tough love. My last one, I've only got 3.
Yeah.
Matt Damon and Robin Williams in Good Will Hunting.
Solid.
Beat that.
Absolutely.
Is it a bromance though, or more of a father-son relationship? That said, I compared a man and a gun's relationship together, so that doesn't work. And
If
he
we're in
didn't-
America-
And a man and orangutan.
If this has been heard in America, that's a very solid relationship.
Okay, I like it.
And then we'll move on from politics.
And if we're in
Beat
Russia,
your
the,
next one.
and if we're in Russia, the orangutan. Oh!
Right,
Beautiful.
boys, you got any more you want to fire in or not?
Oh,
The only one I've got left is Lando Calrissian and Han Solo.
That's a solid shout. Are you excited? Are you excited to see what they do in the Solo film? Or you think it's going to be absolutely burning flames?
Yes and no. At first I wasn't, but now I am.
Okay.
After seeing Rogue One, I'm full of beans and confidence for
Excellent
this
film. I
like
thought Rogue One was a good film.
They brought in the core scriptwriter for Rogue One for the Solo film.
It's all I know, but do
So I've got a lot of faith.
you know what I'm worried about though? I know Ron Howard's.
I'm like George Michael in 2002.
Ron Howard's pretty cool, but it's just the shit of like the reshoots and stuff like that. Because who were the dudes who got sacked off the Solo film?
2 directors, first timers, I think.
They want to do something a bit like out there, and that Kathleen Kennedy who runs the ship for Disney and Star Wars,
Yeah.
just booted them into oblivion.
But she's the same woman who's responsible for the Avengers series and all the Marvel
Really?
as well. Yeah.
Trust
Yeah.
head of
She's
Disney,
heavily-
not Star Wars.
No.
LucasArts.
Yeah. So
Right.
so I trust her judgment in films as well. They've also taken on J.J. Abrams as well as a bit of a special consultant.
Have they?
Right.
Yeah. So if the Star Trek films are anything to go off, the latest 2. I mean,
But can I ask the question, how Star Wars fell so low?
oh, you haven't even realised what you've done there. have you?
That's
I need
awful,
the
babe.
cricket button.
So low.
That's
I know,
awful, babe.
So bad.
Dear me.
Right, cut the cord.
Straight into True or False trivia, people.
Right, here we
Oh, I
go.
like it.
Here we go.
Right, this one's going to take a little bit of a twist. I'm going to pop out 10 bits of trivia. Lads, you're facing each other.
Is this specifically Rocky-based trivia?
Rocky / boxing?
Oh, I like it.
Mostly Rocky.
So Ben.
And I was also doing something while I was doing this, so you know the route, the route's going to take.
Okay. Do you want
Shit
to ring the
trivia.
bell?
Ding, ding.
We got it in there.
Right, so I'll ask the question, and you just take turns telling us whether you think it's true or false.
Right, okay.
Beat. Ben. According to Sylvester Stallone, Dolph Lundgren and Carl Weathers really did not get along and got into an altercation during filming. Lundgren threw Weathers across the ring before it was broken up, and Weathers nearly left the film production.
Do we get double points if we say it first? Whoever says it first.
No.
True.
I'm going false.
That, in fact, is true.
Oh,
1-0
newcomer.
lead. Ben, will you keep score?
Yeah, absolutely.
1B, 0B.
Next one. Rocky 4 was the highest grossing film
True.
in the Rocky series, taking in just over $300 million worldwide.
Are we including Creed?
True.
Are you going true or false?
I'm going true.
It's
I'm
true,
already
boys.
said
It's
Right.
point each. It's a point each on this one.
I'll give you a tip then.
Didn't you say that when watching the film,
Yeah,
though?
I did, yeah.
He did say that.
Yeah.
Tip for you. If it's more than 5 lines long on a page, it's
Bullshit.
not his. Because he can't be asked to write anything out that's fake longer than
That
that.
doesn't sound like you, John.
What do you-
And also, if it's IMDb scrolling through, it's definitely not his
Yeah,
either.
okay.
And if it
I like
involves balls and an animal.
Yeah, tits. Tits is the
Tits,
usual
it's
giveaway.
true.
It's like the trigger.
Yeah, okay.
Next one. According to Sylvester Stallone, Ivan Drago returned home in disgrace and became addicted to alcohol and steroids before committing suicide.
What? What?
False.
I'm going to follow him in and go false as well.
That's true. Sylvester Stallone came out and said that.
What do you mean?
Yes.
Dolph Lundgren
He's
didn't-
in Creed 2?
Dolph Lundgren didn't die.
That's an obscene storyline.
That's what he...
What's the common link between steroids and alcoholism?
I've got no idea.
He's also Swedish, isn't he?
He's Swedish.
How
yeah.
does he return home? He's
all,
not Russian.
All the Swedes do go back and do some flat pack furniture
This
and
is in
go
the
fish.
film.
Of course,
You
that's
know
all
what
they
I mean?
are.
He'll be in IKEA eating meatballs
He's
right
Russian
now.
in the film.
He'll have driven his Volvo there as well.
This isn't real life. This is in the film.
Oh, right. You said he died. I thought Dolph Lundgren died.
This is in real life. Not in real life. This is the film. This is what he was seeing happen to Drago, and people keep asking.
Oh,
him.
that's pig shit then.
And we've been fucked there.
It's fine. Moving on to the next one. Assuming they are standard weightlifting plates, Ivan Drago is pressing, standing press, 455 pounds.
That's such a
True.
John. It's false. It's such a John thing to write.
It's true.
Yeah.
What? You fucking bastard. Yeah.
Apparently,
I counted the plates when he was doing the second press.
no.
There's 3 people at this table. 2 of them are seasoned podcasters. One's me.
People, in reality, Soviet heavyweights were not allowed to box professional fighters during the Cold War. True or false?
True.
False.
Beat your shit at this. It's true. That did not even sound like it tickled you a little
The
bit.
movie's actually quite accurate.
I was going to say true, but I thought, don't want to go with the same answer. I thought I'd just guess. Who knows?
It's semi-biographical.
Okay.
Next one. It is physically impossible for someone wearing a boxing glove to crack open a watermelon with one punch.
True.
False.
I mean, I'll put it's false.
What does that mean?
I mean,
Tyson Fury can do it with his head. There's a
So,
cracking YouTube video.
there you go.
Really?
If you can do it with your head, you can do it with
Conclusive evidence.
There you go. Right, next one. Paulie's robot in the film is one of the first ever created. It was made by Dynamic Industries and is able to act as a butler, performing such tasks as hoovering, cooking, and delivering items. True or false?
False.
True.
That one's false.
Oh, fuck. I thought you'd have googled that.
Okay.
There was a company who made this. I think they were trying to push it in like the 80s. I think that's why it got so much screen time.
Happy birthday, Paulie. I had to fit that one in as well.
Yeah, do.
Forgot ding ding in.
Ding, ding.
Next
ding,
one.
Ding.
That was James Brown's real hair in the film. True or false?
False.
True.
Absolutely false.
I've got a question mark. I don't know myself.
Who knows?
No, that's true. I'm giving myself a point.
Okay,
I'm leading
okay.
5-3.
Okay.
Cheated.
George Foreman has made more money selling his grills
True.
than for his boxing cream, which he was a 2-time heavyweight champion.
True.
Pete?
False.
Is there a bonus point for naming the 2 people he beat for the title?
Yes.
Joe Frazier and Michael Moorer. You can check that if you want.
Boom, Ben.
Only
Boxing
the
knowledge.
first Southpaw champion of all time, Michael Moorer as well.
Boxing
On the Rocky
knowledge.
theme, Rocky's a Southpaw.
Yeah, he is. Pete, what's going on? Pete, what's going on?
Left, right, good night.
You got knocked the fuck out!
So that's the experience I know, okay?
Okay.
I know Jack Johnson and Tom O'Leary. I'm going false.
Last one, boys. Unlike Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago is the only opponent to be defeated by Rocky Balboa in their first boxing match. True or false?
Is that professional or amateur match?
That's every match he's ever fought in on the films.
True.
False.
That's true.
It's not, because he fought Apollo. You didn't state whether it was professional or amateur.
2
I've
seconds.
got you on a
right?
technicality. And an
Why did we
exhibition
bring
does
a
count as
Rocky
an
nut on
amateur
this?
bout.
Does exhibition count as amateur? What's the most rounds you can have in an exhibition match?
It depends. Normally a maximum of 6. But if you go into
6.
2-minute rounds, you can go up to 8.
Okay. Ben, what's the scores on yours? We'll move on from that very quickly.
I've won. 20 to 3. Well, there's only 10 questions.
Well done.
No, it was the final tally was 7 to 3.
Okay.
So you have been well and truly beat.
Do you know, since we've been doing this, Ben, Pete has never, ever got the clean sweep
Never.
of guessing them all right.
I
Yeah.
win something, but I don't know what it is. I don't have to edit for like
In
5
all
Yeah.
weeks.
fairness, some of them questions were fucking out there. Like I
Big
like
time.
it, but they were out there.
Okay.
Big time.
Boys, this is where I hang it up for a minute, let yous talk. Gonna go into a bit Rocky 4 discussion. Guess what, people, as well? Spoilers throughout.
Okay.
But if you haven't seen Rocky 4, let's be serious. Do you even like films?
I'm beginning us off. Sorry to cut you off, Ben.
Go for it.
love film sequels that open with extended footage of the previous movie. So this starts off.
It was a good 5 minutes, wasn't it? Of like,
I don't know if they've only shot like an hour of this film and they need to just pad it out. It's just Rocky 1, 2, and 3.
The good point is, though, the first montage is again old film footage. There's at least 15 minutes of this film from Rocky 1, 2, and 3.
all just jived together. Love it.
Next point, Short Circuit, which I guess is in reference to Sequel the Robot.
Do you want
Short Circuit is actually the sequel to Plughead.
What?
Have you ever seen it?
I haven't seen
I haven't seen
Plughead.
Plughead.
Plughead is worse than Birdemic.
Birdemic?
So that's something to review.
What is this Birdemic?
Just watch it.
Birdemic's
I think
like
we need
the
to watch
worst
it.
shit ever.
The worst film of all time.
Is it
Imagine,
actually voted the worst film of all
Yeah.
time?
imagine Alfred Hitchcock's The Birds with Sharknado mixed together. Now you got that.
I mean,
Imagine you come in from a hard day's graft and you've got a plate of shit on the kitchen table waiting for you.
that's what it is, Birdemic.
It's probably worse, to be perfectly
Okay, mate,
honest.
okay, I
Wow.
love it. Have you got any... I don't know how we're going to do this. Rather than you blast through all your points.
I'll blast through mine, Ben blast through his.
Okay.
We can just bounce off.
Or do you want to just bounce
Or
off?
you can bounce
it's- So we're kind of... Like, Ben, if you've got points that in line with his, I think he's missed about 25 minutes of the film,
Yeah,
so you might
yeah.
want to go
I'll
into
skip
a few
big time.
points.
So one of my favourite points of the film was how efficiently dressed Drago was. I like to envision his closet, his 7 Soviet army suits, hung and ironed to perfection. The only thing better than his suits was his missus's haircut.
Right.
Ruthlessly efficient. Just like the Russian people.
I mean,
Nadstromska.
what do you think he wears when he's not in the suit?
An army suit.
Under the army suit.
Yeah, yeah.
Another army suit.
Just a wife beater and boxes.
How old was he in the
A
film?
spaghetti stained wife beater.
Of course.
Yeah, from when he becomes an alcoholic and dies of steroid overdose.
Right, okay.
That's not me. That's Stallone. Okay.
That's in line with a point I made, just coming up.
Okay.
Russian boxer is no ordinary sportsman. He's introduced to us in full military dress gear. Like, it's just ridiculous.
I like to think he was naked from the waist down at the press conference table. Nothing at all. Feels like I'm wearing nothing at all.
nothing at all.
Nothing at all.
Right, any more points?
Yeah, I've got
Let's
it.
just blitz through them until... You blitz through yours, Ben.
Bash me
I
off.
just love the inclusion of James Brown living in America.
Is that a wig or not?
I like to think of it as a...
Immigrant rally song.
that sounds like a Ku Klux Klan.
Right, okay, okay.
But,
let me know.
The minorities
I like to
of
think of it as a metaphor for capitalist America in the 1980s,
Right, okay.
which was a booming market
no
before the
dream,
introduction of George Bush Sr. Sorry.
no dream too high.
Oh, absolutely not. No.
Right.
No, definitely not.
Apollo Creed coming out like that, though.
Yeah.
You knew he was dead, didn't you?
There was a spit in
when
the
that
face
was
of the
happening.
commie pigs.
The commie pigs.
I had to fit commie pigs in there.
Okay,
of
mate,
course,
you've got
yeah.
in there.
Yeah.
One and only.
I've got another point as well. I jotted this down early in the film. I was incredibly disappointed the first time I saw Rocky IV at the lack of Thunderlips and Clubber Lang making a reappearance.
Thunderlips. Was that when he fought a wrestler? That
Yeah, that was Hulk
wasn't
Hogan,
it?
yeah. When he had a full head of hair. Before
What?
steroids led to male pattern baldness.
Also before he shagged a prostitute with a taco bean burrito in his belly.
Did you see that? Have you seen that when he's like, he has sex, he gets filmed having sex with a prostitute?
Hulk Hogan.
And he says, I can't
He's
finish.
like,
I ate a
shouldn't-
bean burrito
he
10
was
minutes
like,
ago and I
I
shouldn't have done it.
I should have had that last burrito.
That sounds like similar stories to early in my life. To be honest.
It sounds like truth.
It's not
I
ready
feel
for
his pain.
It's not ready for the podcast, Ben. It's not ready for the podcast.
Thunderlips.
What's happened to Clubber Lang, by the way? Ben,
He's dead? His son's coming in after.
He got whipped like a government mule, to quote JR.
Okay.
Uh,
Because he's, yeah.
Another point is, I love the efficient nods throughout the film. I've
Yeah.
never seen so many nods of approval in my
Right.
whole life. I've only ever been nodded at once in that way.
It-
And that was when I moved out of my mum and dad's home. My father nodded like, finally I'm rid of you, you son of a bitch.
Solid.
Beat anymore?
Love to see a buddy cop spin-off where they both join the force. How
Oh,
good would that be?
retired.
Oh,
Yeah.
unbelievable.
I'm going with about 48 to 50-year-old after they've worked their way through the force a couple of levels.
I'm too old for this shit. He's also, by the way,
Who has the 44 Magnum though out of the two?
it's got to be Stallone because the other one has 3 dogs and a tennis ball.
I like
How
it.
American was
Okay.
that, by the way? You had the pool,
A
you had
TV
3 dogs, and
on
it
its
was
By the
a
way,
tennis
who
ball
the
away.
fuck in 1986 has a TV outside
But it's a
next to a pool?
It's a 20-inch on a sunbed
Yeah,
while he's throwing tennis balls.
it's beautiful.
If that
Incredible.
goes into the pool, does he die? Is that...
I guess.
What an ending that would have been. Never mind Drago, electrocuted to death in a swimming pool by a TV.
He throws the tennis ball a little bit too far. and the dog like
Dog loses its mind and gets the cable. Fluffy, no! Oh, what a way to go.
Rex, put the cable down.
just slips on some of the oil that he was using on his body 2 minutes before. Let's go. Right.
Incredible. Next point.
Yep.
How do we combat the antagonist of our movie having no acting ability? Give him 4 lines of dialogue. Simple.
Can you remember one of the lines?
I'm going to counter that argument with one of the greatest films ever made. Only had 15 lines by the main character. Would you care to guess who that is?
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
No.
Ooh.
Also a muscle-bound European.
Tick tock.
1980,
Do you know?
1984.
1984.
Keeping with the 80s theme.
Muscle-bound European.
I'll be back.
Oh, Terminator.
Another great character, iconic character with minimal screen
Tell
time.
you what was an unreal experience, Ben.
What's that?
Me and Beat went to see Terminator 2 in
Oh.
3D when it came out. Really good. Really good.
Give it a listen.
Yeah, shameless plug. We also did an episode on it. Give it a listen.
I like
What a
it.
time, what a time. Next point. Stallion keeps the Ray-Bans from Cobra and wears them to Creed's funeral. 100% he had them on. Like,
Really?
that's not
the same Ray-Ban.
that's subjective, not objective.
Okay.
They're just random Ray-Bans, but he's wearing Ray-Bans to a funeral.
I cannot counter that argument.
They
There
were
we go.
miles too
And that
big for
means
his
it's
head.
true.
They were miles too big for his head.
So I'm going to put it out there. Carl Weathers, who plays Apollo Creed,
Yeah.
he's got 2 great roles.
Yep.
Right.
Apollo Creed and Chubbs from Happy Gilmore.
Incredible.
It's all in the hips.
Just tap
And
it
the
in.
goddamn alligator bit my hand off.
You're missing
You missed
role.
one. What's his best ever role? Better than Apollo Creed?
Shit.
Actually, would you say it's better than Apollo Creed?
Yes.
I like it better.
Oh, Predator.
Yes.
Yes.
Dylan, you son of a bitch.
Greatest handshake in cinema.
Has there ever been a more muscular handshake
Never.
filmed for a movie?
Now, it would have happened in this film, but they were all wearing boxing gloves, so it couldn't take place.
Oiled up
Mind you,
biceps.
Drago did manage a choke slam on
I
a
was-
Saw McCoy
I was gonna mention
in
that.
the 15th round.
How do you-
well, sorry, before the 15th
How do you
round.
How do you
choke
score that?
someone with a boxing glove on?
Impossible.
Watch tapes of The Undertaker.
I mean, that's a good effort
Quite a
to do
feat,
that.
aye.
I know, I didn't think it was possible.
It's like a lobster. Next one from me. Emotional montage is bookended by a fucking short circuit.
Oh, God.
So we get a 15-hour drive, yet more footage from previous films. Drago's training his little heart out, and then we're crying, we've lost Creed, and who comes in? The goddamn robot.
Can we just touch
Some
upon
would
the
say
robot?
that's the greatest character
Ever created.
ever not to be nominated for an Oscar.
Right.
It got
At least supporting actor. I'm
Hello,
not wrong.
Molly.
Happy birthday, Polly.
the robot got more screen time than Adrian in this film.
Right.
So this leads me on to one of my points. Which type of father would leave his child in the house with a fucking unproven robot
And 2 of
on
them.
Christmas Day, along with 2 other children, where their parents at, to go to Russia to fight a roid-filled Russian for no money? I don't care how good of friends you are with Apollo. That's just fucking selfish.
And allow
What about
them-
your kids' college fund?
The robot's allowing them to watch boxing as well.
I know.
Getting the father.
Where's the
beating them
robot's
both.
moral compass?
They know how to build a robot, but they don't know how to make parental lock on a fucking skybox.
This brings us on to a very interesting artificial intelligence conversation.
Okay,
Right.
let's score it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Polly. Could we potentially be on the cusp of the decline of human beings due to artificial intelligence?
Jesus Christ.
Me and Peter had a conversation about this before, right? I was listening to Joe Rogan's podcast.
Yeah.
And
Big fan, by the way.
Good.
Listen every week.
So they've created a robot that can eat like a human. Like, eat...
It digests food.
Yeah, it digests food.
What?
It's called Dan Schmollio.
Have you heard?
He is a machine.
So what Joe Rogan said was that it was made to ingest the dead bodies on battlefields to clean them up, and like Syria and places like that.
Really?
That's apparently what it's been made for. But they're obviously passing it off as like just a robot that eats hamburgers and that.
I think this is a bit of a false rumour.
Do you think?
Yeah, so just to point out, Joe Rogan, and this won't get you sued in any way, shape or form,
Right.
is a massive stoner.
Yes, he
Right.
is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which, salute him for that.
Okay.
And he's very public about it, which I've got a lot of time for.
He is.
Yeah.
I watched the video when he kicked off with a bloke who like was saying like it's not
Legalise it, by the way.
no, that's from Ben, not us. The video I watched, this guy on the podcast was like, yeah, I don't agree with smoking. I don't think it's good. Like being drugged up.
Right.
You shouldn't be able to drive and stuff. It was over driving while you're
I
drugged
do
up.
agree with that,
You
mate.
shouldn't be able to drive.
He had a massive argument on the podcast
Well,
about
seeing
it.
you can drive.
It's
on it.
like this is wrong. You shouldn't say that to me. It's fine. You can drive. You can do whatever you want when you're stoned.
That's
Alright.
pig shit.
It is because
So-
you need to just like put yourself in a room and just chill out.
Back to the artificial intelligence point, though.
Yeah.
So this has been created, but it's actually an autonomous device for going and collecting bodies.
Right. Okay.
It doesn't incinerate them or condense
So
them
what
in
does it
any
do?
way,
Just
shape, or
collect.
It's like a field
collects
medic or
them. Yeah,
something like
no, it's not even a field medic. It's just to literally go and collect corpses in a humane way.
Is there
rather.
is there some
okay.
sort of NATO agreement where if
It
you
doesn't-
see the robot, you're not allowed to shoot it? Like from both sides. If we fight Germany,
there's a
I've had too much gin to answer that
okay,
shit.
okay.
Oh,
Would it be
there's-
called Seagull?
There's a robot.
Yeah.
Right. But it's
But
a happy birthday every time
As,
you
as,
pick up your
as it
body.
approaches the corpse, it goes, "Happy birthday, Polly."
There's a robot.
And then allows you to watch boxing at the age of 6.
And then puts on Rocky 4.
Right, brilliant. We did
While
it.
allowing the chip pan to burn in the kitchen.
We did it. We did it. We made it. As a civilization.
Are you worried?
We did it.
Are you worried about what's happening with AI?
About Paulie.
Ben.
Yes, I am.
I am
I'm,
as well.
I'm a big fan of Elon Musk. I don't know if
Big
you follow
fan.
his work much.
Yeah, I'm a big
SpaceX and Tesla.
Yeah, he's
Right, okay.
launched.
He's the CEO of that company, and he's also the chief engineer as well. Terrifying. I think the progressions that we've made over the last
It's going to get like
20 years.
they're going to employ robots,
What
not
happened-
people anymore.
So let's look at it this way. So Pete is
keep
currently utilising his phone in his hand.
Yes.
We now have the wealth of the world's knowledge in the palm of our hands
yeah.
Right.
upon a 5-inch screen.
Quite worrying when you think
And
about
how quickly did that come into existence?
Where we're going to be in 100 years.
40 years, by the way. Also, what happens when robots can manufacture themselves?
It's already happening.
There you go.
Yeah,
I mean,
okay,
the
yeah.
Picasso arm, 2002. I remember the
the
advert.
Picasso
What a
arm.
spray job that
You know
did, by the
you
way.
know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Would
It
rather
is,
fuck Seagull or the robot arm from Picasso's advert?
Well,
Citroen.
oh.
What you say there? What would you rather have sex with, a Citroen Picasso
What
or
type
a robot
of
arm?
what type of voice does the Picasso arm have?
Happy birthday, Paulie.
Hello, Mr. President.
Picasso arm.
Right, I like
Sold.
it. I like it.
Right, where we are point wise
Next
because I've lost
point.
track
Right,
now.
okay. Representation of Russian population is hilarious. They fall into 2 categories: a farmer or a goddamn war chief.
What? I just don't understand. Like, what are them guys? Why has he got chaperones? And what part do they have to play? in the
Because
film?
Russians had sleeper agents all over America.
Is that it?
It's a metaphor, guys. Watch out, them commie schmucks are next door.
Them goddamn commie pigs.
It's the Red Dawn.
Absolutely.
Oh, what about like? Have you got any points on when he goes over to Russia and we have the rather excellent training montage?
Right,
So, I've got some questions on that.
okay.
So, why the fuck go to Russia and pick up some rocks?
Right, it's a bag of rocks.
I fail to see the benefit to your training regime of picking up some rocks. I understand it's heavy weight, but
It's
I
not-
I don't.
It's not practical, is it?
Is
it's
it,
not very practical.
Is it more of a psychological thing in that it's him versus himself to beat Drago?
You've got the juxtaposition of Drago with all the technology and Rocky with the rocks.
And a
guess.
fake beard.
And a fake beard stuck on.
What a fucking terrible... As a beard owner, right, can I just point out that is the worst beard I've ever seen.
It's definitely stuck on like...
It looks like Velcro from a pair of Clark shoes as a child.
Who okayed that?
Here's one for you though, boys. What would you rather have? A CGI beard or a stuck-on practical beard like that?
Is this a reference to the Justice League?
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
Uh-oh.
I'm going with a stick-on beard.
See, me too.
Because
no matter how bad it looks, it's not CGI'd.
I'm going to counter my own argument here.
Right.
Okay.
What the fuck were they doing with Henry Cavill's mustache?
Have you seen some of the
So
scenes
they've got
in
a
there?
$300 million movie. 300. Just let that sink in. 300
It's a lot.
million.
It's a lot of.
They paid
money.
$8 million of that budget to CGI out a mustache. Is that the most ludicrous thing you've ever heard?
Could they not put back film a little bit or something? I don't know.
Or why not shave off his mustache and hire the guy who did Rocky's beard from Rocky 4 and get him a decent fucking mustache?
Here's one for you.
Yeah.
Keep the beard.
Just for the full.
What one's a fake part of the bottom half?
Yeah.
There you go.
It was scraggly. It was rather
Yeah.
scraggly. How would he get up that mountain? He
Helicopter?
runs up a full mountain.
Seagull?
In one 3-minute montage, he runs up a mountain.
That's
And then-
more than I've achieved in 28 years on this planet.
And then when he gets to the top, what does he shout?
Drago!
But it's like Drago. Like
Right.
it's not even Drago.
You couldn't hear him when he said it the first time.
Ow.
And I mean, the guy, who's his coach? Who's the coach?
Creed's coach.
He should.
No pain.
Is he?
Throw in the goddamn towel!
Is he in Creed or not?
No, but he's in Rocky 6.
Yes, he is. That's where I know him from.
Because he goes, we're going to build some hurting bombs. And that's his only line of the movie.
Is it really?
Yes.
Wow. That's a start.
What a cameo.
What a
That's a fact.
fucking line.
What a cameo.
Any more for any more, mate? But you just ditched your phone if you ran out of points.
Last point. A true.
I've got one as well. I'll go after you.
Okay. Last point. End of the film. We all know what happens. Peter live and shout the Ruskies because the Americans have to win. A true American hero. That's the last point
in
the
the
film.
middle of Russia.
There you go.
It's a massive middle finger to Russia. It's a colossal go fuck yourself.
Right.
Would that actually happen? Would they be shouting Rocky and chanting America in the middle of Russia? Where was it? Moscow?
I'm going with a no.
I'm going to say no as well.
Right.
Is there any more points you want to throw in, Ben?
I've got one, and this is my only
And then I'll go
complaint about the
through
film.
my points after. I've only got a few.
Rocky's son in the film is quite possibly the most annoying child I've ever witnessed on a screen in my life. I can only thank the director for not including more of them.
Is he the worst child actor ever? Or can you think of someone else?
Oh no. Jake Lloyd.
Jake Lloyd, Star Wars.
Episode 1.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's gotta
that was
be.
diabolical.
Sorry, but terrible.
Between him and Jar Jar Binks, it didn't exactly make for an excellent film,
Jesus
did it?
Christ.
Is that the same? You told me that's the same dude who's in Rocky 6, isn't it? Is the son the actual actor in Rocky 6 or not?
So his son from Rocky 4 to Rocky 5 is the same.
Right, but not in Rocky 6.
Which is
Not in
Stallone.
Rocky
the grown-up guy.
Yeah, the grown-up guy isn't. So Rocky 6 or Rocky Balboa, as the film's named, is
He doesn't go into boxing. He's actually he becomes
Yeah,
an accountant or something.
because he's embarrassed by his
which
dad.
would not happen.
That wouldn't happen at all. I mean, can you imagine your dad being a former heavyweight champ with a chin like a piece of granite? Absolutely fucking not. It's like your dad being Iron Mike. Can you imagine that? I'd go around slapping whoever I wanted and saying, "What are you going to do about it?"
I'd just go from the top of the rooftops. He's made of steel.
He's a piece of iron.
That's it. That's the one. What was I going to say?
Any more for any more?
Alright, spoilers for Creed. What happened to his son? Did he die?
Aye. So
He's not in it, is he?
yeah, what's that about? You said he was in Creed 2, didn't you? He's come back in Creed 2 or something?
Yeah, so what you stated was what Stallone had said off camera,
Right.
not linked to the film. So Creed 2, the premise is that Michael B. Jordan fights Creed's son. Fights Drago's son.
Yep.
And Drago's going to be in as his trainer. And then Rocky is obviously training Apollo Creed's son. Kind of a little revenge thing going on there for killing his dad.
Love it.
I'm looking forward to it.
I'm going to put it out there
Good.
as well. I think Drago's son dies.
What?
How'd you like them lemons?
Wow.
Well, if they've got the balls to do that on screen, then fair enough.
Also, I think they part quite amicably, if I can say that. Word amicably?
Amicably.
Amicably, Pete.
Drago and Rocky get off pretty well after Drago killed his best friend.
Yeah.
While we're on the Creed point, one thing I really do like about the film is the inclusion of Tony Bellew, who's fighting David Haye in his
I
rematch
do
coming
like
up.
him.
I hate
hate
that.
them.
That takes
I'll-
the right out of it.
Ben,
I
I
loved
hate
him.
him.
I
hate
loved
it.
him.
He can't act. It was so cheesy.
But what you see on the screen is what you get in real life, and that's what I
yeah,
loved about that.
You're right there, though.
I thought it was a nice touch, and having been to Everton to see him fight, I thought that was a really good inclusion
Do you like
because
Bellew?
the atmosphere is identical.
Do you like Bellew as a fighter?
As a fighter, I love him. And
No, he's not a heavyweight though.
No, cruiserweight. He wipes the floor with anyone at cruiserweight. I'll put that out there.
Aye?
Yeah.
Do you think he'll ever fight Joshua?
That's
Do you think
an
there's money in that fight?
absolute bloodbath.
It is, but do you think there's money in the fight?
I don't think so, no. The only way there's money in that fight is if nothing goes wrong with his body this time and Bellew gets a concussive knockout. And I'm talking 1 or 2 rounds
Yeah.
splattered to the canvas.
Would you like to see here Joshua?
I would, yes. Purely because of his knockout power.
But I think he is done. When he fought
Conquer.
Bellew, when he fought Bellew, he was nowhere near.
But if you watch, there's a really interesting 30-second snippet you can watch. And it's of Hayes starting his ring walk backstage. Watch him limp into the ring.
Really?
Yeah. He's
So he's,
completely
he,
shocked.
so he's knackered straight away. But he just
He
did it
went
for
to
the money.
he flew to Germany twice in the week before the fight to go and see a specialist
Try and sort it.
to try and get it sorted. He shouldn't have taken the fight, but due to previous injuries, he had to take
Yeah,
the
I'd
fight.
take it.
Sad times.
Back to film.
Back to film. If he
There you
dies, he dies.
If he dies, he dies. I've got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points, people.
What?
Right.
You've got to make 8 points.
Wow, that is big.
First point. Happy birthday, Pauline. A glimpse of the future.
Pauline.
Every time I try to put Pauline in my phone, I change it to Pauline. So
Right,
I've
okay.
left it. I didn't
Okay.
change it. Again, we always talk about how in the 80s films they try and do technology. Now, how outdated were things when we're watching it?
Embarrassing.
Hilarious.
Especially that robot. Let's be serious. Next one. They defo came up with their own lines. I
You
think-
mean ad-lib?
There was a lot ad-libbed here
Right.
by Carl Weathers,
Yeah.
I think.
Carl Weathers in the first press conference is comedy fucking gold.
Absolute comedy gold.
I've never seen Sledge and like it.
The only time I've seen sledging like that is on the 5th day of an Ashes test match by the Aussies behind the stumps. Fucking impeccable.
I've then got James Brown and then threw in the goddamn towel.
Right.
I've never seen a man so passionate about throwing a towel.
He looked like he was about to have a heart attack.
I agree. The only thing the film
Is that
was...
truly great acting?
Method.
Yeah, method.
Truly
I like to
great
think
acting.
he went and lived in a cabin in the middle of Iowa for 6 months
Just
Alaska.
looking into
to
a mirror.
focus on his 15 lines in that film.
Just shouting into a mirror.
Yeah. Throw the goddamn towel!
Imagine. Right, imagine him at any time being calm. He's always sweating. He's always veiny. He's always screaming. No pain.
No pain.
That's why his wife left him.
Oh, good lord.
I know.
Sweaty and veiny. Moving on.
Did that actually happen? Did his wife actually leave him or did you just put that one in?
No.
I just put that one down there, mate. That was the joke.
Joke
Okay,
about
okay.
penises.
Okay.
Sweaty and throbbing.
Me next one. There's no easy way out.
There's no shortcut home.
Right.
We haven't even spoken about the Lamborghini montage scene.
Beautiful.
A thing of beauty.
I love it.
What a song as well.
Got a lot of time for it.
What did he just leave the house and just decide to go for a drive there?
Yeah, but
It's just an excuse to get the montage in?
to be fair, when you do eventually get in with moving in with your missus, you will appreciate the value of a good solid drive.
Right.
Followed by a nice synth-filled 1980s tune and a nice good drive down the motorway.
Okay.
Right.
So I'm with Rocky there. If I had a tunnel, in fact, we've got the Tyne Tunnel, I might head through there next time I have an argument with my missus.
In a Lambo.
Beat, you need to drive.
Right.
We're going to address this now. Beat can drive, right?
Okay.
But he hasn't taken his test yet.
Mm.
I think it's down to him not drinking and knowing he'll have to give a few lifts here and there. Is that right, Beat or not?
Something like that, right?
Got a lot of time for that.
I'm worried about Pauline's relationship with the robot.
Pauline!
I'm going to put it out there. I think this is one of the first human relationships which has crossed the line
Did you
between
see-
human and AI.
What was it all about?
That robot definitely had a hand job feature. Putting it out
It
there.
was weird when he like waved goodbye to it, and he's giving it like a sexy voice. Okay, Pete. Have you anything to add on that?
Red light.
Red,
Loads of red lights in the film.
a lot of red lights.
I thought it was filmed in a brothel, to be perfectly honest. There's that many red lights. Although Drago's wife did look like one of them prostitutes.
I don't know.
Right.
This is gonna have to be edited. This is going to have to be
Oh,
edited.
just send it out fresh, man.
Fresh and tasty.
Yeah.
Do you want any more points?
Who are these kids? What is it? Why are 3 kids watching this brutality?
Yeah.
Who's looking after them? The robot. Is it literally just the robot looking after kids? We've touched on that.
I like
point.
to think so, yes.
Okay. Then we've also addressed my last point. How do you pick someone up in a choke slam with a boxing glove on?
Right.
And that's my point, people.
Duct tape.
That's it, duct tape.
It's a very valid point.
Right, 3 of us here. Do you know the Talking Crass rating system, Ben, or not?
I'm slightly familiar with it. You'll have to run us through it.
Beat,
Right.
hit the way.
Start at bottom level.
So it's out of 5. If you can imagine 5 stars.
We start with shit.
Yeah.
We couldn't think of a funny joke, so it's just shit.
Yeah,
the lowest
shit,
of the low.
perfect.
Up from that is Keanu Reeves acting in Bram Stoker's
Bram Stoker.
Stoker's Dracula.
Keanu
Oh,
Reeves
that is awful.
acting
It's
in
awful.
Bram
Can I add
Stoker's...
another level in there as well?
You can
can
try.
Just kind of between 2 and 3. I'm going Nicolas Cage in The Wicker Man.
Oh, man.
Not the bees!
I haven't
Right,
seen
okay,
that one.
I have seen that.
Have you seen that?
Incredible.
It's,
Not the bees.
it's disgusting.
Oh no, my eye!
That's a 2.5 just for this
All right.
evening.
Next one, mate.
Idris Elba. I don't know what you feel of Idris Elba as an actor.
We think he's
Okay,
neutral.
neutral.
He's one of them people where I can only watch him when I get back from the pub after 10 pints.
Yeah,
Right.
fair.
Luther is a 10 pint with a pizza series.
He's good in Luther, mind.
Is he?
Is he?
Is he?
See, it works, doesn't it? Does
There
it
you go.
work or not?
Does it work better or
I
not?
find him very wooden.
Okay.
Right.
Next one.
We'll drink to that.
We'll drink to that.
Okay.
And if it's an absolute classic, Enter the Halls of Crass Highlight.
Boom.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Has any film entered the Halls of Crass Highlight or not?
RoboCop.
Robocop's
Teat.
in there.
Oh, yes. Teen Wolf.
No, we haven't done that yet.
Oh,
It would be in there.
Cracking one.
T2.
Terminator 2.
yeah.
Did Predator go in there?
Predator 100%. It's
Yeah.
got Jesse
Gotta go in
Ventura
there.
in it.
Bosk made the unbelievable rate. He listened to all the episodes
Yeah.
and put them in like a 1 to 10 scale.
Matrix.
Matrix is in there, I think, as well.
I'm going with a
Classic.
solid 4 on Matrix, mind.
Out of what?
Out of 5.
Oh, that's alright. I thought you
fucking
meant
man.
me heart.
film.
Me heart.
But it's lowered by the Keanu Reeves factor.
Okay.
I like Keanu Reeves.
I do, but
I watched The Matrix back and Ben's got a point. He's awful in it.
the first time you see it,
He's not a good actor, like.
the first 3 films, if you watch them once each, fantastic. If you ever consider rewatching them, you're going to lower your score.
Okay.
He's a top bloke though. Have you heard like the stories?
Oh,
of,
he's
like,
a very generous man.
He's a great bloke.
He's
like,
actually
in
had a
real
very
life,
tragic life
he has,
as well.
aye,
He
aye.
has.
But
That's quite a bad one.
no, so please no
I thought
slur on
he's-
Keanu Reeves.
No,
here,
no,
but,
no.
He's excellent in John Wick. Have you seen John
Oh,
Wick and John Wick 2?
brilliant film, yeah.
I enjoyed both
Yeah,
them films.
I'm thinking I'm back.
What else?
So number
that's
5
it.
was Enter the Halls of Crass Highlight.
What do we think,
That's
boys?
pretty much it, aye.
Beat, what do you think?
It's
It's a bit of a summary of Rockery.
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 The gin is taking hold.
Here's the point.
Summary of Rocky 4.
I almost love the fact that it's just an anti-Russian propaganda piece. And like the fully know, like it's dated so poorly in that aspect. It's so brilliant to watch now.
Is that
Just-
why it's
just
never on TV anymore?
Yeah.
It's never on. Yeah,
It never is,
It's
you know
not
what I
been
mean?
on TV.
But it's so bad.
We have to analyse it. You
It's
know what I mean?
fantastic.
That's it. So on the fact that it's got Carl Weathers in as well.
Yeah.
Also a stereotype black backup, what they call them, boxing seconds.
Seconds.
Cutman.
Cutman.
Oh yeah,
It's
Cutman.
got the stereotypical black Cutman
Of
in.
course, yeah.
It's got evil big Russian
Yep.
and all faithful American pie fighting home and glory. So it goes into I'll drink to that for me, like.
Ben?
So I like it as a representation of the state of the world at the time. That lovely split between East and West.
Yep.
And the rise of the West over the East, even though that role has recently reversed.
It has, very much so.
That's a story for another podcast. I love the roll back to more of a Rocky 2, Rocky 3
Yeah.
out of them. I like the main character. I love Rocky. I love that man
It's got
who's
a
so passionate about throwing in a fucking towel.
It's got a lot going for it.
I love
Score.
I love the
Sorry.
approval noddings.
Soundtrack.
It's got James Brown in.
Soundtrack is phenomenal. I challenge you to find a better B-list film with such an excellent soundtrack.
Yeah.
Wow.
Burning Hearts is an excellent example.
Yep.
And then you've got James Brown in there with an original score. So I'm going with I'll drink to that as well.
Okay.
All I'd do is repeat your points. It's I'll drink to that, people.
We did it,
There you go,
boys.
we
Yeah.
did it. Solid score for Rocky 4, by the way,
Excellent film for a pizza and a few gins.
which we have done tonight. Right, people. Going at some fan questions. First question for the lads from Bosk. Hi, Bosk from Bristol here. Who would win in a fight? Rocky, Rambo, Demolition Man, or Stop or My Mum Will Shoot?
No.
Fair play, I like
Can we clean something up here? Is Demolition Man not Wesley Snipes in Demolition Man? Or is Demolition Man Stallone?
Who is Demolition Man?
Stallone.
Stallone?
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm going to be controversial here.
Yes.
And I'm going to go with Rambo
Okay.
due to his use of a mechanical arsenal in the form of a gun.
Right.
And I'm going to use the Indiana Jones film as an example. The gentleman who's swinging his sword.
Yep.
I'm going to compare him to Rocky, who's swinging his fists.
Right.
Rambo pulls his gun out and
Okay.
blows his fucking brains on the floor.
Okay.
What if there isn't any weapons and I'm not boxing gloves anyway?
Rocky,
Yeah.
no argument. What a chin.
What's Rambo's line beat again? Just let it die. Is that one?
Don't push it. Don't push it. Let it go. Let it go. I'll give you a war you'll never forget. You can walk away from.
There you go.
There
Excellent.
you go.
Lily, Lily's chimed in. Says Rambo. The rest are pale in comparison.
A bold statement.
I like conviction.
I do.
The man knows how to handle a crossbow, though. I'm going to give him that.
That is true.
Yeah.
Great comment. Beat, we've got Razza. Ben, we've got Razza here.
Legend.
At Razza, you give him a follow. What do you think the Russian government did to Drago for losing the fight? Now we know what Stallone thinks.
Sodomized him.
Oh,
No! Sequelized, I'm going to say.
I'm going to say stripped him of all his medals.
Right. Made him wear usual clothing.
Made him wear civvy gear.
He wasn't allowed access to his army uniform.
That's it. That's the exact
He was made to wear jeans and a spaghetti-stained wife beater.
That's it.
I want them a full Russian shell suit from like the 90s.
The bright red one with CCP on the back.
Right.
Should Rocky have won the fight in the end? That's another question. He's got three. He's bounced with 3 questions.
Yes, because Drago literally pulls him into a headlock at one point, which would just have DQ'd him.
Yes, because it encourages the youth to take performance-enhancing drugs to better themselves in a sporting arena.
Fair enough.
He was also Russian, and the Russians can't wait.
What song would you choose for a training montage?
My lord.
I'm going with the Trollolol song.
Right. Russian as well?
Yeah, well, it used to be on Russian TV during the day. You know,
Right.
in UK TV,
Yeah,
you used to have the little girl.
I'm aware of the
They
song.
used to have the Trollolol man.
Why would you
song.
pick that, Ben?
It's motivating,
Okay.
it's exciting, and it's fucking hilarious.
Fair enough. Beat.
I'm going I'm a Bee by Black Eyed Peas.
That's a solid shout.
Because every
Great selection.
time a snare drum hits, I can just punch. It's like, There you go. You know what I mean? And that's a good pace. If you listen to that, I don't know if it's a snare drum. I have no idea. I'm not a musician, just a podcaster.
Okay.
But I like it. Because I'm be rocking that shit. What? You're not ready for this. You're going to flock to us, we need binoculars. It doesn't rhyme, but it works.
What happened to the Black Eyed Peas?
Legendary. They're getting back together.
Are they really?
I think they are.
Who's your favourite member of the Black Eyed Peas, Ben?
I don't know what to say to this.
Who's the dude who looks like
I'm going with
Chinese
Will I Am.
long hair?
Got to be.
He's got the straightest
Taboo.
hair.
Taboo.
It's a
Yeah.
great show.
I saw him DJ
APL.
in Ibiza in 2009.
Was he unreal?
He was absolute dross.
Oh, really?
No.
Garbage.
Okay. I'd probably just use the Man of Steel soundtrack.
Right.
What song do we like? What are you going to do if you're not saving the world?
Wow.
Are you aware of that?
Can I go back on my
Hans
answer?
Zimmer.
Great tune, by the way. But I'm going to counter you here.
Mm-hmm.
The re-release of Tron,
Right.
Daft Punk soundtrack.
Right.
Solid.
Fair enough.
I enjoyed that.
Solid,
I got
yeah.
real good plaudits.
Excellent album.
Any with synthesizers, I'm in. I'm sold.
Keeping in the 80s theme.
Here we go, people. We've got at Bats and Balls podcast. Give them a follow, people. It's been a long time since I watched this one, but knowing what I know about boxing, how did Drago not jab Rocky to death like all title fights these days? Ben, this one for you, I think.
Combination of two things. Excellent chin and lateral head movement.
Okay. B, do you want to add anything to that?
He had a lot of drugs in him.
Okay.
He's also a fictional character. Right, moving on.
Another podcast at Geeks and Training. This is Raz's new podcast. Give them a follow, people, and listen. Where does Rocky 4 stand in the ranking of Rocky films?
Can I start this one?
Go for it.
It's got to be Rocky 1, won the Oscar. I'm going to say closely followed by Creed.
Right.
I'm including that in the mix.
That's
I really
fair.
like that film.
I will allow Creed to be in the
I'm going to say
mix.
followed by Rocky 6, Rocky 4, Rocky 3,
Yep.
2, and then I equate Rocky numero 5 to He Who Shall Not Be Named
Non-canon.
in Harry Potter. He's Voldemort. You shouldn't speak about him.
That was such a bad film. How did they get that so wrong?
He was going to die at the end of the 5th film. But
Rocky was?
Yeah, but the studios actually stepped in and made him change
Imagine
the
that.
character. No, that was what was going to happen. They were going to have an actual boxing fight. Rocky was going to win and then die in the changing room afterwards because of his brain trauma suffered in the Drago fight.
Beat, what's your favourite Rocky film?
1.
The first one?
Yeah.
Okay.
6.
Is Clubber Lang in the second one?
3.
3. He fights Apollo Creed twice, doesn't he?
1 and 2.
Yeah. I like Clubber Lang. Mr. T's a legend. That might be up there for us, I don't know.
1, 6,
Let
7.
me show you a real man.
What am I going? 1, 6, 7, 2. No. 2, 4, 3, 5. There you go.
Excellent choice, by the way.
Good enough for me.
Boom.
Yeah,
Good enough for me.
5's absolute garbage.
We've got James here at Beanpole87. Give him a follow.
He must be a tall guy.
He must be. Great Twitter handle, by the way. I like it.
What a legend.
Endearing storylines, but some shock and fight scenes. Always pick the worst camera angles to show the boxing action, so you could always see them swing in the air.
Now,
What do
I
you
don't
think?
know if anything could be classed as a fight scene because it's just kind of a fade. Some numbers go up.
It's just fade away every scene.
It's like ridiculous.
What we seen, it was a third of the film. The boxing
20
fight was a
In
third
Rocky
of the film.
4, it's literally 30 minutes.
It's,
the film.
do you think it was too long?
No, not long enough.
Not long enough.
I love the thing is though, that's what's so good about these films. If you want to watch a proper boxing film, you go with The Raging Bull.
Right.
You go with the one Jake Gyllenhaal did the other
Southpaw.
year. Southpaw.
Good
That's an
film,
excellent,
Southpaw.
excellent film.
Enjoyable film.
Very underrated.
Yep.
You know,
What is, there's one. What's your favourite boxing films?
Nacho Libre.
It's obviously He's a fun
Big
fact.
Jack Black fan, by the way.
He's a fun fact.
Yeah.
But Raging Bull.
Only
Raging Bull's
film
down.
I've
Yeah.
ever left the cinema.
Aye.
Natural Libre. There you go.
Absolute garbage.
It's a luchador film, John. Not a... So get it right. No. Raging Bull, of course.
Raging
Raging
Bull.
Bull.
Yeah,
Yeah.
without a doubt. There's no
I'm
comparison.
meant to run a film podcast and I haven't
There's
seen
a
it.
very good film
I
though
haven't
with
seen. I haven't seen Raging
There's
Bull.
an excellent boxing film with Willem Dafoe in,
All right.
and it's called Freedom of the Spirit. I think I'll have to come back here on that
Can you
one.
count the
haven't
one with
seen
Hugh
that.
Jackman and
But-
the robots in it?
What about the fighter?
The fighter is.
Is that got Matt Damon in it?
Yeah.
No, Christian Bale.
Mark Wahlberg.
Right.
It needed a follow up because they missed the Gatti trilogy out.
Oh,
Right.
Because he plays Mickey Ward. Sorry, he plays Mickey Ward,
Yeah.
who fought Arturo Gatti 3 times
So
in the
on-
3 greatest fights of all time.
he's one
So what
fighter.
happened? Like, did they just shelve it? Like,
No,
or did they have?
correct us
Did
if
they
I'm
have
wrong.
intention to do a sequel?
I think so. I think there is still plans to do a sequel, but they got to the end of where he won the WBU title, which isn't even a world title, from Shane Neary, a British guy from Blackpool,
Okay.
and it was a win, but it wasn't a massive win like they made out in the film.
Yeah.
The major win of his career was the Canadian Arturo Gatti, and that would have made, if they'd done the sequel to that based upon them 3 films,
Would have been good.
I think it would have pushed it above Raging Bull
Yeah.
for me.
Maybe-
But
I like
De
Creed.
Niro in Raging Bull gained 70 pounds.
Oh, it's incredible.
Did he?
Yeah.
70
The
pounds.
man is dedicated. I've never seen it like it.
To draw a comparison, so Jake LaMotta is pretty much the American Ricky Hatton.
Jake LaMotta's died.
Yeah, he did. He died this year. So 96-year-old, I believe he was, and he was the first man to ever beat Sugar Ray Robinson, the
Ever.
greatest pound for pound fighter of all time.
He was also
Sugar Ray
never.
Robinson. I read a bit of trivia. Had a nightmare that he killed an upcoming opponent,
This is right. Yeah.
and he went to his church, spoke to the priest, spoke to his doctors and people who he was close to, and said, "I don't want to fight the fight." They convinced him to fight it. Next day, he went in the ring, killed the bloke he was fighting.
No
That is
way.
100% correct.
Wow.
That's him in it, Ben? Sugar
Yeah.
Ray Robinson?
Yeah, that's him. Greatest fighter of all time. 90 fights undefeated as an amateur. And then before Jake LaMotta beat him, I might be wrong here, I think he was about 39-0 as a professional. So Floyd Mayweather makes a lot out of being undefeated for 50 fights.
Yep.
He was over 100 fights
That's
undefeated.
ridiculous.
He's a
ridiculous.
boxing genius.
Yep.
And he was actually beaten by a Brit, a guy called Randolph Turpin.
Really?
Yeah. On his European tour.
Can I say my favourite Raging Bull quote?
Please do.
Your mother sucks big fat fucking donkey dick. There you go.
Right, last shout out, and it's not really a shout out. I want to enter someone into the halls of Crass Halabeat.
Okay.
It's a massive thing.
Okay.
Obviously, Ben's in there.
Right.
Thanks for coming on the podcast, Ben. You're in
Anytime.
there.
Right.
Stewie
Stewie.
doesn't have Twitter,
Right.
but always listen to us. Big support of the podcast. Want to give him a shout out. Appreciate it, mate. Appreciate it.
Got it.
And that, my friends, brings it to an end.
What a legend Stewie is.
Back to it, Ben. Loved having you on. Hope you'll come back, mate.
Thanks for having us, gents.
We've got one quick thing.
Yeah, we've got one quick thing to do.
This is
Boom.
boom.
Is it a t-shirt?
Benjamin.
That's excellent.
Flip it. Boom.
So for those who can't see, it's a Talking Crass t-shirt.
Right.
I appreciate that.
Inducted, mate. You're inducted in the halls across Sally. You get a t-shirt.
There you go.
That is fucking excellent. Thank you very much,
Okay, mate.
gentlemen.
Been a pleasure.
Got a
you
lot of
so-
time for that.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Anytime.
Absolute legend.
I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope he hasn't offended too many people.
That's out.
I was slightly tame tonight. We
I
could do
think
an
you were.
R-rated version if you like.
Blame the gin.
If you want Ben back on and you want an R-rated version of the podcast, no
Free.
holds barred. We're in for it.
Free cheers.
Right, people. Thanks for listening. We'll be back soon. Give us a follow at Talking Crass on Twitter. Hit us on SoundCloud as well. That's where we put most of our stuff. We're also on Podbean. And mainly, if you can jump on iTunes and give us a 5-star review if you like our stuff, because it gets us up the ratings.
Boom.
It's been a pleasure. I've been John,
I've been beat.
I've been Ben.
and this has been Talking Crass. See you later, people.
Bye bye.
Good night, everyone.